Hi everyone, this is Jane here from Crystal Sparkles Readings, and I'm just here to put down a card for the day for us. I'm a little bit late this evening. I usually do this a bit earlier on during the day, so just had a quick spare 10 minutes to do it this evening, so I thought I'd do it this evening for a change. Let's have a shuffle and see what we've got going on. Okay, so for today we've got the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles is a card that talks about not quite having enough, really. It's a bit of a card of lack, kind of not really feeling like everything's going as good as it could do. It's a Pentacles card, so it talks about money, so you might be feeling a little bit strapped for cash. Might be having to juggle things around from this account to that account, moving things about. However, it's not a kind of proper disaster card. It's a kind of card that just says, you know, if you get your act together and you shuffle things around, everything will be fine. So it's a card where you might just feel not 100%, not like you really are firing on all cylinders, I would say. It's a card of a little bit of lack, really. But what the Two of Pentacles is saying is that, you know, you're at that stage where you can do something about it. So it's not a massive disaster. When I'm looking at this card, when I'm working with this card, I tend to try and look at the positive aspects of it, the flexibility of it. It's saying to you, you can just move something from over here, put that over there. Focus on something else as well energetically. So if you kind of are feeling a little bit lacking in one area, focus on an area where you're not feeling lacking, and then that will enable your energy to pick up, and then you can attract better things in for yourself. So it's a card that asks you to, you know, give some attention to what you need to give attention to, but don't overly dwell on it and dwell on the things that you don't want when you can focus on things that you do. That's a sort of general rule, law of attraction wise, is to just, you know, do what you need to do to sort out what you need to sort out, and then focus on the good around you. And there's usually some that you can find. There are very few scenarios where there's just nothing that you can find to be grateful for or kind of look forward to. So try and have a positive outlook, I would say, is the antidote to the Two of Pentacles. So I'm just going to put down a oracle card to go with this, and this is the Share Your Thoughts card. Okay, so the Sharing Your Thoughts card, I think, is quite powerful because it's about being able to be open and speak your truth, really. Quite often we have situations where we kind of worry and we internalise a lot of that stuff. And when we internalise a lot of that stuff, unless we're dealing with it or processing it, it can eat away at us. So finding someone you trust to talk about things to and to share things with. You know, if you are feeling a bit lacking today, you know, if you feel, you know, that you're a bit fed up, maybe your love life's not going brilliantly, and you've got Valentine's Day coming up next week, and you're thinking, oh God, here we go again. I'm going to be spending Valentine's Day eating baked beans on toast on my own. You know, share that thought with somebody. Share it with someone that can say to you, you know, yeah, but you have other things going on in your life that are really, really positive. Someone who can help you lighten the load. Someone who can help you process. Someone that's going to hear you. Sometimes we just need to be heard. And I'm not advocating constant moaning about something and not doing anything about it at all. But sometimes we do need to get something off our chest and to just be able to speak our truth. Sometimes we don't need any response back from that. Sometimes it just needs somebody to hear us, and it's almost like a safe place to say it. Which is why I think things like counselling are so good, because that gives you a safe place to express your feelings and express what you're thinking, express what you're saying. In the end, you have to process what you're talking about, otherwise you can't move forward. But quite a lot of counselling is allowing somebody to have that safe space to say what they really think and say what they really feel. Because until you actually can say what you really think and what you really feel, and you feel safe and trusted enough to do that, you can't process it anyway. So it has to be something that comes from being able to say what you need to say. Okay, so let's just have a little look and see what power animal we've got to go with this. Okay. So, I'll just say I'm quite enjoying these power animals. They do give something a little bit different. And I like the keywords that they have on them, because they can be very quick. You know, when you're doing a really quick reading for somebody and you just want a quick few words to kind of help them. These are great for that. So, the card we've got today is the Lynx. And the Lynx says, the Lynx is saying, look beyond the obvious. Okay, it talks about being able to see beyond the surface. So the surface picture today, we might not be feeling that great, might be feeling a bit lacking, might be feeling a bit fed up, might be feeling a bit like we're lacking in energy, or lacking in money, or lacking in romance, or something we're not happy with. But the Lynx says, look beyond that. So this immediate feeling that you might have, this immediate impression might not be quite right. But beyond that, how do you make it right? How do you make it better? What else could you do? So it's asking you to look beyond what's actually there right now. And also, the immediate appearance of something might not be great. But when you actually see the longer term picture of something, it could actually turn out pretty well for you. I think the only example I can give you really is something like when you kind of get a first impression of maybe a job or something, and it's, you know, sometimes we start new jobs, and, you know, because we're not really in a great place, we're a little bit vulnerable, we might feel really a little bit uncomfortable, and that it might not be the right thing for us, and that could be our fear talking, in which case, you know, 6 months down the line, you might find yourself looking at something completely different in a completely different way. I would always say to pay attention to your first impressions, especially if you are good with your intuition. But the Lynx is saying that actually sometimes we have to look beyond that. It's about, I think it's about really separating your intuitive feelings from stuff that might come from fear, and that's a skill on its own. You know, sometimes you might walk into a job and just know from day one that is not the job for you. I've definitely done that. I've definitely stuck it out for a couple of years even, and still known, and I knew on day one that it was not right for me, but did stick it out, gave it a chance, and yeah, it ended up okay, but it was never the right thing. But I think we have to be mindful that sometimes it's our fear that's going, oh, I don't like this, I'm scared, I don't like it, it's all new, horrible. That often goes away. The intuitive thing that you have of this just doesn't feel right is a bit different. So you've got to be able to work with both of those energies and be able to separate them. That only comes with practice. Okay, it only comes with practice, and also knowing yourself and processing where you are with things and understanding why you might be fearful of something. So for today, I feel like I am looking at a day where it may not feel too great. I might not feel like I'm getting everything I want, or that, you know, things are not quite right. The share your thoughts card says talk to somebody that you trust about it. You know, maybe you are intuitively feeling something is not right. Maybe if you talk it through, you'll realise that that was your fear, not your intuition. And this is saying look beyond what the immediate effect is, what the what the cover looks like. Saying don't forget to just open the book and read a little bit rather than just judge it on the cover. I will leave that with you for today, keeping it a little bit short and sweet. And these cards will last the rest of today, and I know there's not much of that left, but they will go through until about this time tomorrow. I will be putting down some more cards tomorrow afternoon, fingers crossed, and I'll speak to you then. Bye for now.